Oh, I forgot to put the latency thing on there. I forgot to put the stream settings for the latency. That's okay. Well, boy, oh boy. Yeah. Strike is over. Strike is over, y'all. I got, whoops. Hello, this is Kenya. If you have never watched me before, my name is Kenya. This is my channel, 40 Entrepreneur Drive, where I talk about business and entrepreneurship. And for those of you who already know me, welcome back. I just got notification on my phone, and also some family members sent me text messages congratulating me because according to this text message, the contract with my employer has been ratified and I'm no longer on strike. And so I'm going to be getting another notification. I got a notification on my phone as well, on my email. Well, this is my phone that I actually talk with, and I got another notification on my email is what I'm trying to say, on my smartphone. And it looks like there's a link to follow, and there's a list of there's a list of sites that are affected by this strike that have a return to work date. And hey, how you doing, Andy? Nice seeing you. I'm just coming on here with a quick chat, kind of talking about how I'm feeling about this strike issue. So yeah, I'm just going to be speaking off the cuff here. I'm coming live from my garage where I sell my eBay stuff back here. But yeah, I just got the notification on my phone about the strike. Looks like it's over. Looks like we are going back to work. And that's a good thing. It's supposed to be a good thing. I do have mixed feelings about it, you know. My channel is about business and, you know, making money for yourself and being your own boss and doing your own thing. So I have very much mixed feelings right now, as far as going back. So yeah, I've been off work. This would have been, well, this is the end of 5 weeks now. Today's October 25th, and next week would have been 6 weeks, you know, a whole month and 2 weeks with no income. So that's not a good thing. That's never a good thing. And thank you for the thumbs up too, and thank you for stopping by. But yeah, I'm just speaking off the cuff here. I just got the notification, and I'm feeling some kind of way. So without without what's the word? Infringe? Not infringe. What's the word? Without incriminating myself, I'm a just really just speak my mind and speak how I'm feeling. Because I do have a job to go back to. That's the good thing. That's the blessing. The blessing is this time next week I won't be getting a check. In 2 weeks from now, I'll be getting a paycheck, which will get me out of the red and back into being able to provide for my family in a more consistent way. I really was hoping that while I was off my eBay thing, I got my books here, I got my all my stuff in my totes and my tubs and everything. I had been selling on Facebook Marketplace. You know, I got the online, the website store and all that stuff. I was really hoping that my thing was gonna take off and that I wouldn't be so dependent on them. But you know, um, actually, there's a study and statistics that 90% of all businesses fail within the first year or something like that. No, a third fail within the first 6 months and 90% fail within 2 years or something like that. So even though it's a failure, I'm not taking it too hard because it's just a statistic. Having your own business is hard, but that's when you try again. You learn from your mistakes and you do it differently. And it's not going to be my first and last pony show. So I will be going back into business. The sleep goodies, I have some of my inventory, but I think I need to pull back and really learn. Uh-oh. I got some buffering. Uh-oh. Okay, the buffering stopped. I saw it buffering for just a second. There's a lot of overtime, and the overtime is mandatory. When I look back into my notifications and look at this contract, I'm gonna see if any of that has changed. And if none of that has changed, then I'm feeling kind of the same way I've been feeling. Having a good job and having benefits is a blessing, but too much of anything can be a bad thing. So too much overtime can be a bad thing. When we were on the picket line, a lot of us coworkers were laughing and joking with each other. We were like, I wonder how many strike babies have been made during this time off, because this is the largest amount of time that we have had as a people in this environment, that we're actually able to spend time with our families, reconnect with our loved ones, reconnect with our children, have, free time, spend time with our friends, pick up hobbies that we used to do and things that we really used to enjoy. This is the longest amount of time we've actually been able to do that. So definitely, I think there's probably been a lot of babies being made over the last 5 to 6 weeks, because we have so much time back again with our families and our loved ones, that once we get back on that clock and it's back to the grind, yeah, the money is good, but time is no longer a commodity. And so I hope that everybody that has been off work with me for this time, I hope they have appreciated their time. I hope they have taken advantage of their time. I hope they've been productive with their time. I've been super productive. I've been, doing my eBay thing. I've been working on some of the other stuff. I've been doing a few YouTube videos, but not as much. And I've just been doing a lot of things that I've been wanting to do. I've been taking care of my household, making up for lost time with things that had been neglected since I worked so much. But that's where a lot of my mixed feelings come from. It's like the whole point of the strike, for anybody who hasn't been following it in the news, and I still won't name my employer, but if you watch the news, you can probably figure out who it is. The whole point of the strike is making sure there are fair benefits, fair pay, and for our temporary people that are temp workers that have been there for years and years and years, who still haven't becoming permanent employees, making sure they get that opportunity to become fully vested employees, that they have the same opportunities for advancement, for different jobs within, the company, and to get full pay and things like that. So I understand the purpose of the strike, but there's still a lot of things that I'm pretty sure were not really prioritized. Like, benefits are a priority. Pay scale and pay rate is a priority. Like I said, that the path to being a permanent employee versus being, a temporary employee forever and forever, that's not fair. So those were like the top things: healthcare benefits, pay scale, raises over time, cost of living allowance raises, which had been stunted for quite a while. And those types of things need to be addressed. But there's other things that are just as important to our daily life, like the mandatory overtime, like a lot of other things that I won't go into. But that's my biggest issue. My biggest issue with my employer has always been that thing of time and flexibility. And like I said, at the age of 41, I'm at the age where I've already raised one child. My son is 22. I missed a lot of time with him because I was working. The shift that I was on made me not available as a parent, and then the overtime that I was forced to work made me not available as a parent. Money's good, but time, you can always make up money, but you can't make up time. Now I have a teenage daughter. She just turned 13. I've spent most of her youth in my job, working lots of overtime, and I still have some time to be able to spend with her, groom her, teach her, raise her, and bond with her, that I didn't get with my son. And so that's still a concern for me. Spending time with my children, being a good of a parent as I still can be while she's still in the home, and of course working on my own personal passion, my own personal thing. I want to have a business. eBay may be the thing that I go into full time. YouTube may be the thing that I go into full time. My online store, maybe the online thing, maybe the full-time thing that I go in full-time. But those things are really difficult when all of my time is consumed by the job. And they say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I don't love my job. I don't even really like my job, but I appreciate what it does for me. So again, mixed feelings, mixed emotions. If we go back and we work a 40-hour a week schedule, I will be happy with that, because I think that's all anybody really needs. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. Everybody has different financial obligations and needs and wants and desires, but I can live off of 40 hours and less to work, to have a job. But once you start making me come in and making me stay over and making me work weekends, it's no longer a job. It's more like I don't know. But I'm supposed to be thankful right now, and I am thankful because they could have very well turned down this contract when we all voted on it. They could have turned it down and wanted more. And on the flip side of that, I got all the time in the world right now. I've been working on my own things, like I said, doing my own thing, reconnecting with my kids, and I've really been enjoying myself. But I've been struggling financially, so I've been selling things out of my garage and selling things on Facebook and doing my eBay thing, and that's making a little bit of money. And I've even been selling my donating blood plasma. I think I put 1 or 2 pictures up on my Instagram account about that, to make money. And that's not something I would want to do on a regular basis, but it's definitely something that has helped. So in the end, I did what I had to do to pay my bills and keep my lights on and pay my mortgage. Turn that down. I've done what I had to do to pay my financial obligations. But yeah, I do need a full-time income again. So that's pretty much how I'm feeling. The title says strike is over. Now what? Feelings and concerns. So my only real concern is how they're gonna do the overtime, and if we go right back into the way we've been running, which is 6 days a week. And actually, because we've been off for so long, us not working and not letting the company run, and this is not just here in Fort Worth, Texas, this is nationwide. We've affected the company in such a way that, all the plants were shut down. When we go back to work, not only do us employees have to make up for finances, but the company has to make up for lost units. And the only way to do that is with overtime, more overtime. So where we left off was working, where we left off was working mandatory 6 days. Because the impact of the strike has been so profound on the company, it is possible that they can legally make us work 7 days a week now. And I'm not looking forward to that, because I think somewhere in the old contract, it said that there's a certain amount of hours that you can legally and safely work your employees, unless the company is in a crisis situation. And again, because we've been down for almost 6 weeks and there's 6 weeks worth of units that have not been made, the company, when it's up and running again, needs to make up for that lost inventory. And the only way they can do it is to force us to work more overtime. I don't know how long that will be, but I have heard rumors that we probably will work mandatory Sundays. I still don't see how I understand it from a business perspective, but from a social and I don't know what other perspective to see it. I just don't see how that is right. I don't see how that's right. So let's just speak of it from people, from the perspective, people who go to church. So usually one day off is a day of rest or a day of worship, depending on how you feel about that thing or how you're raised. So for people who go to church or mosque or temple or synagogue or whatever, how is that mandatory 7 days going to affect them? For just like there's a separation between state and religion, there has to be a separation between private business in religion for, my own personal reasons. If I want to have a day of worship or a day of rest, I need to be able to have that, right? You don't respect my free time for my family and my personal life, but you at least have to respect that one day off time of rest for reflection and worship. So I don't know how that's actually going to work, but I have heard that rumor that when we do go back, we probably will have to work a mandatory 7 days a week just to catch up, so the company can catch up and get back into the flow of things. But yeah, I know a lot of my coworkers are looking forward to it because of financially they have been really struggling. Everybody's in a different situation. Some of us, even though we have make good money, some of us are still working check to check. For those of us who have been saving and have had that cushion to be able to last this long, we're not really in a rush to get back because we had already taken care of business. For people who either have been living check to check, or maybe they're taking care of elderly parents, or maybe they have got kids in college or something like that. Yeah, they probably struggling. Me, I've got two kids. I got one that's on his own. He lives home, but he works on his own. He doesn't have any children. So that's pretty simple, a simple life for him. I've got my teenage daughter. She doesn't really ask for a lot. I live a sort of kind of frugal life. I don't have cable or Netflix. I don't even own a TV. So there's a lot of excess things that I don't even participate in. I don't get my hair done. I don't get my nails done. I'm not into clothes. So right there, that's a big chunk of money that I already save. But again, I'm not looking forward to going back to work, but I'm looking forward to being able to pay my bills without having to sell my blood plasma, donate my blood, and things like that. So yeah, in another video, I think 1 or 2 videos ago, I made a comment that I talk about excuse me, I talk about and complain about and focus on time so much on this channel, that the biggest thing that I want when I make my business, the biggest reason for me wanting to go into business for myself is time. I don't want to be a millionaire. I don't want to buy a lot of things. I just want my time back. I want time back with my kids. I want time to kind of, travel and do different things in life. I don't want to be chained to the job. I don't want to be just, this is the only thing that my life is represented by. I want to be able to explore the things, right? But this last 5 to 6 weeks has given me that opportunity. I hadn't had money the last couple weeks, but I've had nothing but time. So what have I been doing with that time? And I meditated on that, reflected on that, and I was thinking, wow, here I am with all this time in the world. Have I been reading all the books that I said I was going to read? These are books are for sale. I got my personal books in the house. But have I been reading as much as I said I was going to read? Have I been catching up? How about my language learning? I want to learn Japanese. I got my other study stuff somewhere around here. But have I been studying my Japanese? That's the only thing I really have been doing. Playing Japanese apps, games on my phone and things like that, and watching Japanese videos to learn. Have I been calling my family and reconnecting with them as much as I say that I wanted to? Because when I'm working, I'm on a night shift. I work midnights and I sleep in the day. So I'm always missing phone calls between my friends and family, because when I'm up, they're asleep. When they're asleep, I'm up. Have I reconnected with them? Have I got my house in order? For me, there's always laundry to be done. There's always a project that's unfinished. There's always something that needs to be done around here. And it's always the complaint that, oh, I don't have time because I'm working, because I'm tired. Okay, have I been working on those things? And I reflected on that in that other video, like, and then church too. Because I work midnights, and I know there's people that work midnights that go to church, but because I work midnights, it's hard for me to go to church on Sunday morning, because I go to work Friday night, and I get off at 6 a.m. in the morning. And then I go to sleep when I get home at 6 in the morning, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, which means I'm up all day and I'm up all night again. Your body just naturally follows that when you're on a night shift. So if I'm up all night on a Saturday night, come Sunday morning, I'm ready to go to bed. You would think that I would be able to go to church and then go to sleep, but sometimes my body it doesn't want to stay awake. But I've been sleeping. These last 5 to 6 weeks, I've been sleeping a normal person's schedule, sleeping at night and waking up in the daytime. And guess what? I still haven't gone to church. So I've learned a little bit. I've learned a lot about myself the last couple weeks as far as what I've been doing with my time, and I really want to learn how to manage my time better now because I can't use my job as an excuse anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I'm too tired to do housework. Well, I've been doing housework. That's the only thing I have been doing. I've been doing my eBay. I've been cleaning house, and I've been, taking care of things around here physically, tidying up, donating items, just, clearing things out. I have been doing that. But for all the other things that I say I never have time to do, I can't use work as an excuse anymore because I haven't been at work, and some of those things I've been doing, some I haven't. So it was a lesson in time management, and it was a time to reflect on prioritizing my time. Prioritizing my time. So when I do go back to work, which may be in 2 days, with me being a midnight worker, our days start on a Sunday night. We're the kickoff shift. So everybody else starts Monday morning, but we're the kickoff shift. So we start Sunday night. I may very well be to work in the next 72 hours. Sunday night is the 27th. I should be so happy right now, but I don't even know how to identify my feeling right now. My feeling is, I don't know. When I come up with that feeling, I'll probably put a post on my Twitter account or something. But anyways, I can't wait to see the summary, the preliminary agreement that has been made upon by the two parties, the union and the company. Both sides fought very hard for what they wanted. The company wants to be able to thrive and to sustain itself as a healthy and growing company. So they're always going to want to give as little as possible. They want to run lean. They want to be able to pay as little as little legally as possible without giving out as few benefits as possible, because all those things that the company does afford us, all those blessings that we get, the company has to pay for. That's money out of their pocket. So I understand it from a business sense. Now that I'm trying to run my own business, I understand it and I respect it and I appreciate it from a business sense. The company wants to run lean. They want to be able to save as much money as possible so they can reinvest in themselves, reinvest in the company, grow bigger, scale, explore other opportunities. For us, workers, the labor, the union, we're fighting as hard as we can to get as much compensation as possible. We're using our blood, sweat, and tears and time to make this company grow. So we're giving our all, and we want to be compensated too. We want to be compensated with fair pay. And as time goes on and inflation goes on, the cost of living goes up. We want to make sure that our pay is, keeping up with the times. We want fair, medical, not only for our families that we are responsible for, but when you're working in a factory on your feet all the time, first of all, factory has many occupational hazards. Even though there are many, many, many safety things in place for us to stay safe, it's still an occupational hazard. You could be hit by a forklift truck. You could fall into an area that is the way the job is set up. There are fall hazards. It's safe, but accidents happen, so you can get hurt on the job. There's lacerations, there's bumps and bruises, and then the repetitive work that we do in a factory, repetitive. There's only so much muscle that you can gain before that muscle starts breaking down and you start getting sore and hurt. There's only so much repetition you can do before you strain a muscle, before you get carpal tunnel, before you get I can't remember what it's called, tennis elbow. There's only so much twisting and turning you can do within a shift, within a day, within a week, within so many months before you start getting back issues. There's only so much repetitive work that you can do before you start getting shoulder issues, before you start getting issues with your feet from being on your feet all day long. Usually, and I don't know how other factories or warehouses are set up, but it's a concrete floor. It's a concrete floor. Sometimes you're able to work on a rubber mat, but day in and day out, day in and day out, you are wearing your body down. You're wearing your body down, and you want to be able to go to the doctor or a physical therapist or get medication or prescription. When that time comes, if that time comes, you want to be able to have that company compensate you for the blood, sweat, tears, strains, and pains that you have suffered to make this product. And so both sides have been fighting. Both sides have been um, trying their best to get to work, what was best in their favor. The company wants the best that they want, so they can run lean and be more profitable. And again, us as the labor people, we want we want fair pay, we want fair benefits, we want a safe work environment. For those of us who are not full-time employees, we want to finally be a part of the company, not just work for the company, be a part of the company and share in the success. So that's what the whole strike has been about. They voted it down, I think, 2 or 3 times, and this final time, it looks like, according to this notification, the contract has been ratified by team members across the country. Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know how I feel. I know how I feel, but I don't know that I can justify how I feel in a way that doesn't sound unappreciative or ungrateful. But I'll be going back to work in a very short time, and thank God for that. Thank God that there is a job to go back to. I know in this economic environment, there are a lot of people who cannot find a job, period, or like our temps, they're working, they're gainfully employed, but not fully employed. So with almost 20 years of seniority, I'm fully vested. I have all the benefits are that I'm entitled to. My biggest thing is just the time. That's the only thing. I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna wrap it up in a little bit because I'm gonna head out in a little bit. But working in a factory in the type of company that I'm in, seniority means a lot. And just like many companies, you start off at the bottom, which means you get put on whatever job that you get in where you fit in. They put you on a job that needs to be done. If it's a difficult job, sucks to be you. You do it. You suck it up. You learn. You get quicker. You get better. You might hurt a little bit while you're doing it, but you eventually get better. As time goes on and you get more seniority, other jobs are available that you can move around to, and you can pick and choose. And over the years, I've worked my way up that ladder to be able to get in a position that's not super cushy. It's not super cushy, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. The job and department that I'm in, I don't come home hurting it anymore. I used to come home with my hands swollen, not being able to close my hands up. I remember when my daughter was a baby, I could not make her baby bottles. I couldn't like unscrew the things because my carpal tunnel, my hands were so swollen. I couldn't open the doorknob to get into the house sometimes because my hands were so swollen, and they'd wake me up while I was sleeping with sharp pains and things like that. And a lot of that comes with the job. Different people have different pains and issues depending on what their job is, because it's repetition, 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 and it's kind of breaking the body down. But again, when you work your way up the ladder, you finally do. If you survive that long, you finally get into a position, a job where it doesn't hurt you as bad if it hurts you at all. So that part I'm thankful for. When I go back to work, I'm not going to be hurting physically. Thank you, Jesus. I'm not going to be hurting. But time is the only thing I'm my concern is two things actually. I wish we were nicer to each other at my job. Not even nice. Nice is something you do to be polite. I wish we were kinder to each other in my job. In a warehouse type environment, there's a lot of shop talk. There's a lot of rough behavior and personalities in there. And oh man, sometimes I just don't want to deal with all that. I don't want to deal with it. I wish we were kinder to each other at my job. I wish there was more respect for each other. Uh, while we were off a strike, it felt nice to have that solidarity finally, where we're all coming together and working for one one purpose, one goal. But still, even when I was out on the picket lines and, mixing and mingling with the people, it's a lot of that drama and politics and nitpicking. I just don't like that. I think if I was in a different job environment, there was a little bit more cultured, a little bit more, what do you call it? What do you call it? Corporate. I think if I was in a more corporate environment, I wouldn't be dealing with half the things I'm dealing with. But yeah, those are the two things that bother me. Going back and dealing with attitudes and bad behaviors, bad personalities, and just rude, mean, disrespectful people. And they don't even realize they're being disrespectful. Everything is a joke nowadays. Everything is sarcasm and cynicism. It's like, it's just average. It's just normal to be that way. And I'm not like that. I don't like picking on people. I don't like teasing people. I don't like joking with people and, just throwing shade and different things like that. Everything is done as a joke nowadays. People don't even realize how rude they are. So I'm not looking forward to going back to that, and I'm not looking forward to the overtime. That's pretty much it. I wish my coworkers were nicer. And I wish we didn't have to work as much overtime. But I'm gonna have to manage both of those. And the ways that I'm gonna manage when I go back is, one, keep doing what I've been doing, which is keeping my headphones on, listening to my podcast. That's what I enjoy doing. I love learning. I listen to my music. I listen to my podcast. I listen to my language lessons. Learn my Japanese. Maybe brush up on my Spanish. Um, Listen and watch some more business related videos so I can educate myself more. So when I'm ready to jump back into the fray and get back into the business thing, I'll be a little bit more better prepared and equipped. And that's what I'm gonna do as far as um guarding myself against that negativity when I go to work. I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna do my job, try my best to focus on my job and just tune out the rest of that negative chatter. And then as far as the time management, well, I've already learned. Even when I'm at home 24/7, there's only so much productive time that I'm actually really doing, which means I got to get on myself. I got to get on myself. I need to put myself on a better schedule so that I can have time to work, time to play, time to rest, and time to do whatever else. So the rest is on me. The rest is on me. I did learn that lesson while I was off. I'm not looking forward to going back. I'm really not. I'm really not. Money aside, I'm really not looking forward to going back. There's nothing I miss about the job at all. Oh my God, except for the paycheck. Mm. My mentor, Homer Sargent, I have already edited the video that will be coming up in a little bit. He's got to make some final approvals on it once he looks at it. But I talked about him before. He is an entrepreneur himself and an author, and he and I have been talking a lot since we met on the picket line several weeks ago. And he has encouraged me quite a bit to just to save my money. Excuse me. The path to making millions is not always making millions, but saving millions. That's the one thing I've learned from him. The path to becoming a millionaire, becoming really wealthy, is not necessarily making the money, but saving what you have. So I need to tighten up on that, tighten up on my finances. I eat out quite a bit. That's pretty much the only expense I've got because, like I said, I don't do cable, I don't do Netflix, I don't do luxury brands. Only thing I do really is I eat out a lot because I'm always busy doing stuff around the house that I'm never really cooking. So I eat out a lot and get takeout and bring it home. But yeah, when I go back to work, the two things I will be working on is how to better save my money and how to better manage my time. So look out for those types of videos in the future. Yeah, saving money and saving time. Those are both great foundations for running any business. And I do want to have a portion of my money set aside for building my YouTube up more. I spent a lot of money right before we went out on strike to get my do some house remodeling. I didn't know we were really gonna go on strike. I heard rumors, but I didn't know we were gonna go on strike. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have got so much remodeling done like a week or two before. I had money. I had like 20 grand, but it was set aside for my house. Man, if I would have known we were really gonna walk out, shoot, I would have set that aside. But anyways, I say that to say when we go back to work, I will be more dedicated to saving my money in an emergency fund for times like now, and then putting money aside to finish making my home comfortable and making my business more efficient. So better equipment, better studio setup, things like that. And then spending I want a portion of money to go aside to a travel fund. I want to travel. I still want to do learn Japanese. I still want to do voiceover. I mentioned that before. I'm very much interested in voiceover. I would like to get a voice coach. At some point, I'm gonna need an agent to help get me contracts and gigs, and those are all things that take time and money too. So I need to make sure I'm getting all of this together to have a nice balance of going to work to make a living, so that I can get money to live. And living, my living is spending time with my children and exploring my creative side. I like YouTube. I like doing voiceover work. I like uh I like all this more than the business side. So I don't know. Uh, the channel might be taking a turn as far as what my entrepreneurship is. It may not be in retail. It may not be in selling things, but it will still be focusing on working for myself and being my own boss. All right, I think I got what 37 minutes on here. That's all I really wanted to do. Come on here, talk about my feelings, talk about oops. I had the I'm sorry, I had the chat room blocked off when I was looking at the calendar. I did not know anything else popped up. Yes, I'm trying to do the same, balance my time, and that's great voiceover. Sounds very interesting. People tell me that now you've got the great person. I didn't even know you were still here. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you, but you've got a great personality. You've got charisma, and plus you got the street knowledge and street cred and all that cool kid stuff. I told you before, whenever I'm in your live chats, I feel like I'm the nerdy kid sitting at the cool kids table. But you've got that going for you. I don't have the coolness, but I definitely got that personality and that hyperactivity and all those characters. You think I'm a character now. When I'm around my kids and I'm off camera, I'm a ham. I'm a real ham. And people tell me all the time, you should do something with voice. You should do podcasts. You should do this and that. So I think as far as the entrepreneurship, I'm probably going to focus more on what I naturally do. I'm not a natural businesswoman. I learned my lesson. It's fun, but I'd rather spend a lot more time honing my skills on something that I can naturally do than trying to force myself to do something that's a struggle. I'm still gonna keep eBay up, that's free money anyways whenever somebody buys something. But I do like the voiceovers. I got another channel that I started up that's strictly for voiceovers. I'll be reading books and well, not books, but short stories and things like that. One, for practice. Two, to put myself out there so that I can be seen and just kind of build up my portfolio, my not portfolio, what's the other one? My repertoire of voices. Now I don't do, not silly voices or things like that, but just narration. There's narration, there's character voices, there's radio broadcast, there's demos and walkthroughs for educational purposes. There's so many things you can do in voiceovers that I didn't realize until I really started doing my research. So I do have my microphone. I have my studio set up in my closet where it's kind of soundproof. I'm gonna work on that a little bit more, and that's where my money's gonna go. I gotta stop eating out. Boy, I gotta stop eating out. My money is going to go into making my YouTube better, making my home studio better, taking voice coaching, putting myself out there and trying to mingle a little bit more and network with that industry. And I think that's what will make me happy. I really, really wanted to quit so bad. You just don't know. Y'all just don't know. 20 years is a long time with a company. And when there's no growth, let me stop. I'm not going to go there. My point is 20 years is a long time to be with a company. And now I'm just ready for something more. I'm ready for more. 41 is not quite middle age, but it's a time in my life where I'm really starting to look at, okay, what else is there in this world for me? How can I leave my mark? How can I leave a legacy for my children? How can I really feel fulfilled in life? How can I be satisfied in my day to day? I have to go to work, but after that's done, how can I feel satisfied? And I really want to focus on doing that more than anything. Yeah, voiceovers, and narration, reading audiobooks. I mean Audible audiobooks. I already have my account set up. I've already done a couple submissions for auditions. I need to learn about this oh, I brought all my
Time to wake up. You're feeling completely rested.
Yes, I'm feeling completely rested. So the kit that I got, the microphone kit that I got is Focusrite Scarlett Solo Studio. It comes with the preamp, it comes with the microphone, it comes with the headphones, and it comes with some software. The software is way over my head. As far as doing the mixing and the mastering, I'm only doing one track vocals, so it should be pretty easy. I just need to make sure I'm in a quiet area, which I do have my walk-in closet. It's dedicated to my studio. I got my moving blankets in there to dampen the sound, so my sound floor is pretty low. And I got my setup in there. I just need to work on mastering my vocals so that when I actually send out my auditions, they sound professional. You don't have, background noise. Like, it's pretty quiet in my garage right here, but I do have a little heating fan going on. Stuff like that picks up. If the garbage truck goes down the street, I barely hear it, but the microphone will pick it up. I need to make sure that my stuff is professional, squeaky clean, and ready to go out so that people can pick and choose me for their recording and narration needs. That's what I'm going to be doing. Just thinking about it makes me happy. Yeah, it makes me happy. That's what I'm going to be doing. Okay. The voiceovers are interesting. The whole time, you hear the whole time, you hold me down, you hold me down. You have no idea, sir. You have no idea. Even the brief moments that I spend with you, it does something good for me. It really does. All right. 40 minutes, that's a wrap for me. I'm not on here to make any type of I'm not on here for any watch time. I just came on to vent, not even vent. I came on here to share and to update people who have been keeping up with me and my situation. The strike is over. Now what? Go back to work. Feelings and concerns, they're mixed. Plans, I got plans, and yeah, that's how I'm gonna manage my money, manage my time. I can take this off now. It's a little bit chilly out here in my garage. Texas is finally getting cold. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I cannot wait to release my video. My video interview with Homer Sargent. Like I said, he's the gentleman that I just met on the picket line maybe a month ago when we started. He has had millions. He is an experienced millionaire. I'm learning so much from him. And I did get to do one interview. It's focused on the book that he wrote. And once I get the word from him that he reviews it, I'll be releasing that. That'll be episode 201. And yeah, that's it. Keep doing your thing. Thank you, thank you. Great info tonight. Get back to work. Yeah, get back to work. Get back to the grind. Thank you so much. I love you for who you are and what you represent. Man. All right, Brother Andy. Thank you. And to anybody else who's watching the replay, thank you for watching. Leave a thumbs up. See y'all on the next video.